Welcome to This Morning on Asakhe podcast, your daily dose of insightful conversation on current affairs, politics, and social issues. Please share and also follow us on social media at SiteZW. Now, stay tuned to today's episode.
A very good morning to you guys. Welcome to the Thursday edition of This Morning on Asakhe. My name is Brighton. Good morning to you, my bigger.
Good morning, Brighton, and good morning to our guests.
But today on the show, we're talking about the issue of riverbank mining. I'm going to read an article this morning whereby communities were complaining about this issue of riverbed mining. I'm looking at the article there from Newsday. Varied voices, political influence draws Penalonga residents' concerns. The Penalonga area in eastern Zimbabwe has become a battleground. Civil society groups and local residents fight a seemingly uphill battle against the rampant illegal riverbed mining activities orchestrated by the political elite and well-connected Chinese entities. Despite the government's efforts to ban riverbed mining, the practice continues unabated, devastating the livelihoods of communities that have depended on these vital water sources for generations. So they're speaking about the issue of how this riverbed mining affects communities, in particular when it comes to issues of water, issues of livestock as well. To say there are many people who are doing riverbed mining now. Go to Matevelen South, go to Matevelen North, go to Filapose areas there, go to Fortison areas there. There are many people mining there. Go to Mzingwane dams who supply Bulawayo with water. There are many people doing mining there, illegal mining that is, and also affecting livelihoods. In Komo, if you have cattle, your livestock, they're well at those trenches, they die there. And also children, the time they well are there, they die there as well. And also the issue of water sources. We're now losing a lot of water due to these trenches and also due to this illegal mining. What do you think about this, guys?
Good morning, Signoro.
Good morning, Zimbabwe. Very little is being done by the government. I always call it fidgeting, and I'm not saying it in a bad way. We might have the guidelines, the policies, the laws in place. You mentioned Emma here. But what are they doing? They're fidgeting. The challenge here, we've got a political interference, which is also highlighted. And if we are to put to stop these problems, surely we need to say it as is. It goes deep to a point where if the president says the land belongs to me, it all includes all the resources, all these problems that we are talking about. But I don't think there's a provision against that claim by the president that he owns the land. As long as we do not respect our norms, values, we do not respect the people ordained to look after these areas, the traditional leaders whom we don't have in the constitution. We do not have traditional leaders in the constitution. The chiefs are not the supreme authority. They have no respect for the land, the soil. So how then do we expect, policies that seek to preserve, protect the heritage? It has become really hazardous, especially in places like Kwekwe. Some may recall that at one time, Makorokoza, they were digging and they ended up in a classroom. There is no plan. The issue here is these are people who are actually using political power. They are planning whatever they are doing. But sadly, the fiscus is dry. Nothing is going to the fiscus. So we are not benefiting from these activities. And there's no focus on how best it can be done. The government cannot work alone. The Chinese, we know what they are doing. I don't have to go deep. When even here on site, I've never heard any news that a Chinese guy he has been charged or what. They've got political concessions. So at the end of the day, they are untouchable. The laws of the land, the government of today has no jurisdiction. It's jurisdiction on paper. Many thanks.
Thank you so much, Signoro, for that contribution.
Good morning to you, Patromia Apostle.
Morning. When the government is saying we don't want stream bank version, we don't want illegal mining and so forth, then you will find out a certain headman or a branch member of a political party at a rally say, this is our country, we need to do whatever we want so that we can benefit. Then you ask yourself, is the government aware of that? The answer is yes. They know exactly what is happening. We saw a lot of Mbingas flashing thousands of US dollars on social media and all those things. That's where that money is coming from. So you must ask yourself, don't go to those people who are busy panning. You must ask who is buying. Who is buying that girl? That's where the story is. Because that's where the motivation is coming from. And at the end of the day, on the long run, I can give you an example of my area where I come from. The dam which we used to have water for the whole season until the rain season come, it's no longer like that. By May, June, the dam is dry because the river, the siltation, everything is dead. The houses are even fallen because of the lithium mining there. And those people, no one can even helping them. But the Chinese and the trucks are busy queuing containers, shipping everything. Even if the minerals are there, Brighton, there is a certain area you can't sacrifice the lives of the people because of the mineral. The houses can be on top of the mineral. You can't destroy the houses where people are staying and the siltation and the dams because you want the mineral. So that you can have a cash which you can use on a short term. Then the livelihood of the people is affected. As long as the government is not take full responsibility of this, we are not going anywhere. I remember the mayor of Blawayo last time, he said, perhaps the soldiers need to be deployed. The soldiers, there is no war right now in Zimbabwe. They can go and monitor all those things for not to happen. But tell you what, when the soldiers goes there, they are given $10 and whatever, people will continue panning. Then where the problem is, corruption, and we need a responsibility government.
Thank you so much, Bartholomew. Good morning, Mercy.
Good morning, Nonhlanhla. Our Zimbabwean problem doesn't start today. It's a perpetuation of something that was started by the colonialists when they came to Zimbabwe. The intention for that country, that geolocation, and successive governments have never rethought, because as a country we have never done decolonization to begin with. So the reason why extractionist business in Zimbabwe can overtake all other livelihood issues is because Zimbabwe was created by the British South Africa Company as an extractionist colony where mining supersedes everything. That's why all laws about mining supersede anything. Agroeconomy, if we find diamonds, if we find minerals, they take over. And our government has created the same laws, promoted the same laws as the people who came to rape and pillage us. They protect mineral rights. They promote the ability to extract and profit. And people have gained that as a culture. So you can complain about riverbeds, you can complain about the environment, you can complain. Mining supersedes anything. Life itself. We can take a child and stick them in a mine through the narrowest of holes and wish for the best. As long as they can stick their hand back out to hand you over that mineral they have mined, if that mine should collapse over them, we don't mind, because the British South Africa Company created that as a precedence. Mining colony, extractionist colony. Settler rights are secondary when mining has achieved what it wants. Our government, via ZANU-PF, has allowed this to happen because it, like Cecil John Rhodes, enjoys the rights and privileges that they inherited from white people. Every minister, every MP, you name it, has some connection to mining, is the one that gives the protection. People are saying, why don't we ask the army to go and enforce a law? When the army is the one giving permission and protection of the people who are doing that.
Well, thanks so much, Mercy, for that contribution. But we've come to the end of the show for this Thursday. When you're going to come back again tomorrow, from myself, Brighton Ngube.
And Nanhlanhla Mapigwa.
It's bye for now.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode. For feedback, you can contact us on 263 777 470017. Don't forget to follow and like our social media pages.